Okay, so in this lesson today, we're going to talk about logarithmic functions. First of all, talk about what a logarithm is. We say that a logarithm basically is an exponent. We've got two types of forms. We've got what we call exponential form, which exponential form would look like this. So a to the y equals x. We say that the a in this form is the base and the y is the exponent. So if I'm going to change that to logarithmic form or log form, to do that, basically, I'm going to keep the base. So the base stays the same. So this would be log base A. And then the other two play switcheroo. So we'd say log base A of x equals y. So notice the x and the y are just switching. So if we're going to write this in exponential form, a to the y, again, it's an exponent, is equal to x. So base stays the same, and the other two play switcheroo is kind of the terminology we use. Let's look at an example. If I have, let's say 3 to the y equals 27, and I'm going to write that in log form, or they ask you to write that in log form, we're going to say log base 3 of 27 equals y. So 3 to the y equals 27. That's exponential form. Now, when the base, we're doing logarithms, if there's no base written, we assume that's base 10. And when we're using our calculators to go about solving these, we do have a change of base formula, which our change of base formula is as follows. We would say the log of 27 over the log of 3. So that's if we were typing it into our calculator in terms of base 10. Now, on our calculators, if we're going to utilize log, there's a couple different ways to get to it, so we don't have to use that change of base formula, and that is we can use the alpha key and go to F2, and you'll notice number 5 gives us a log base, so I could do that. So if I were doing log base 3 of 27, then I could hit enter. That's basically saying 3 to the third power is equal to 27. I can also utilize my math key. If I hit the math key, and I believe if I scroll down to letter A, you can also get to the same thing. So hit enter. And again, we could type in 3 and then 27 and hit enter. So there's two ways to get to that on your calculator. So again, if you understand how to do that on your calculator, you really don't need the change of base formula. If I'm going to type it in using the change of base formula, again, the log key assumes that it's base 10. So I do log of 27 and then divided by the log of 3 and then hit enter. Again, notice my answer still is 3. That's using the change of base formula, you changing it to log base 10. So just showing you those two things. Let's do another one, example 2, where we've got exponential form, 4 to the y equals 7. So in this case, if we're changing this to log form, we would say this is log base 4 of 7 is equal to y. So again, if I'm going to put that into my calculator, probably the best way to do that would be, I'm going to hit alpha F2, I'm going to hit the 5, it's base 4, and then we're putting in 7, and I could hit enter. So on this one, 1.404, if I'm rounding to 3 decimal places, 1.404. Okay. Let's get a little more advanced now. This will be example 3. Let's say we have 5 raised to the x minus 3 is equal to 8. Again, if I'm going to change that to log form, I'm going to say this is log base 5 of 8 equals x minus 3. Okay, so basically to solve this, I'm going to do the log base 5 of 8. And then to get x by itself, I then have to add 3 to that. So if I add 3 to that, that's going to give me my x value. So let's go ahead and put that into the calculator. If we go again, alpha F2 5, I'm going to type in log base 5 of 8. I'm going to hit enter. It gives me 1.29. Then I'm going to add 3 to that. When I add 3 to that, I get 4.292 or 4.29 there. Okay, so again, just showing you how we go from exponential form and to log form. Hopefully you can also go from log form to exponential form. So if I had, let's say, log base 2 of, let's say, 4 equals y, I would say this is 2 to the y power is equal to 4. And again, that would tell me that y in this case would be 2. So hopefully that makes sense to you in terms of transferring back and forth from exponential to log form and from log form to exponential form.